Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. The three-legged stool is all back together here in studio today on this fine Thursday morning. As you commented, it is chilly out there, Sip, as you commented coming in. It's cold, very cold.
Bone-chilling.
Bone-chilling cold.
Jake got me this morning, and I about lost a finger.
Oh,
just because.
What happened?
Frostbite. I see that. Well, you saw I sent the text out. Is anybody working today?
I was actually here pretty early today. I got here at 5:30 on the dot. Which is good for me right now.
So I see Jake whiskey in the side door.
Yes.
And so so over here. So I parked now in front so I can see what's going on. So I'm like, okay, Jake's in. So I get up and I go to the door to wait. I'm like a dog waiting to be let back inside.
Yeah.
And then Jake does not appear for about 7 minutes. And he claimed it was
not 7 minutes.
An alarm system.
It was an alarm situation.
So I'm just standing there and I can't go back to my car. So I just took it.
Like a waif.
Yeah, I just took it.
So here's what happened. Usually Ben beats me here.
Ben wasn't here.
I beat Ben here today. That's fine. It can happen.
Ben is.
It's okay.
And I thought
Ben's career is ascending.
I thought I had my alarm situation figured out because I got a new phone about a month ago, and apparently it still has not logged in to the account to unlock the alarm. And so I'm trying to figure out how to turn the alarm off. And I just text Ben. I said, Ben, alarm, turn it off. And he didn't respond right away. And then I checked this over here, the alarm. And that's why Bill was freaking out, because I did not go right to that door. I was trying to turn the alarm off so we didn't have this annoying sound going on.
It's time to get Bill like a key.
I've asked. I've been denied over 7 times.
Is it a key?
Yeah.
Is that how you get in?
Is there any way I can get a key to get into the building if I'm here early? And it's been a hard no.
Is it a code or a key?
It's a code first.
Okay.
Yeah. But you have to have the code and the key to get in the building. You could have the code.
So it's kind of like,
but if you don't have the key, you're not getting in.
It's like a submarine shooting a nuclear missile. You got to be able to turn both keys.
Right.
And I'm not allowed.
Is it?
I'm not allowed with anything.
Time.
I could get you in the lobby over there so you're warm at least.
Thank you. That'd be awesome.
But in terms of in the building, you got to wait from here, Ben, with the key.
Ben, but not
you.
you.
Ben's been here for a couple months. He's in college, and he has access to everything, and you and me have access to nothing.
I don't.
It's better that way.
To be clear, I don't necessarily. You're here early. I'm usually not. Or I'm never.
Never is the word. I was going to say,
if Sip ever beat me here to the work, something went wrong with me. I mean, I was late for work.
There was one time I know
in
the old building where Sip beat me because you come down the little ramp, down the deal, and Sip was getting out, and I laid on the horn. I remember that. I laid on the horn.
Very disconcerting.
God, I used to love laying on the horn, and I
Did you still do it here, or is it?
It's just it's not the same. Yeah,
it's not the same with all these people, all these cars,
and then this building's a little more sound. That was this.
People live above us.
This is a radio station. That was just a building. It was not a station. It was just a building.
No.
It was. Well, we were connected to a salon, a hair salon.
Right.
And there's stuff going on upstairs we don't know about.
We don't know about.
Yeah, the upstairs. I'm still not sure what happened in that.
No, there was some things. There was never a time when the police were there. Was like, I think we've been waiting for you guys to show up.
It's the radio station.
Yes.
It was a
building.
We liked it though.
We loved it.
And I'm gonna say we loved it. We loved it.
We couldn't see outside at all. There's one window in the place. That's it. And we just kind of sat in the middle of the building with our windows going to the hallway and the production room like this.
And the power cords were run across the
with
hallway with a rug. Just don't trip on them. And then someone came with the idea to throw a rug over them.
We got
the rare times that there was vacuuming in there. It made it a little odd when you had to go over the cords.
I'm going to say it was once a week also. That there'd be a giant fan going because there was wet carpet. There was wet carpet.
That would be in the studio. The air conditioning often leaked there and caused problems. And then sometimes it was above the AC. There's an issue in the pipes above, from up above and cause some problems.
You had to go downhill.
Yeah, the bathroom was interesting. You tried to not use that at all costs.
Yeah.
If you had to, it was scary.
One time, pre-bill, we had a situation in the bathroom that Sip came back and said somebody was in there. I said, "What are you talking about?"
We have a situation.
He thought that an animal got in, or and what it appears that
a small animal.
Someone came in and destroyed the bathroom in about a 2-minute span and bolted out of there.
It was really unbelievable. I thought like maybe a raccoon was in there.
Yeah. Got in and I'm like, how do you think it got in there? You think the door was propped open? You think that it opened the door itself? It was obviously a person of some sorts. But
also in the winter, if you remember like that, it was not heated. The bathroom was not heated. There was no heat in the bathroom. That little section of the building was not.
The building was heated, but not the bathroom.
But not the bathroom. No one claimed that part of it, so no one had the heating duct turned on.
What a time, though.
Better times.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I don't know.
Different times. Different times. I'm not sold on better times.
I support that. I guess it's
good memories.
More better from me. That was my original starting spot,
and it was tucked away. You like that part?
Yeah. The
ramp, whipping down the ramp is what I enjoyed.
That ramp was unbelievable.
Yeah. And if it was snowy, I thought we might whip right through the building. It got a little icy.
You could throw a ball back there. You can't do that here.
I do miss those days. Yeah, that was fun.
We could go outside and throw the ball.
Go during the break, throw a football around. Yeah, 6:30 in the morning. It's just beautiful. Yeah, in the summertime, of course. Not now.
Downtown. I mean, I guess we could.
There's an alley behind the building we could go to. Yeah. There's an alley back there.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
No, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, there's one over here too. So yeah, 2 alleys.
This is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by whom?
Our friends at Renew Your Auto.
David,
you got anything else you want to add? There's a lot of stuff from yesterday that we could do Idle Chit Chat. It's actually sports related too.
I could go with something.
What do you got, Bill?
Steve Sipple once saved my life, which was very important. They saved my life. I was on 60 Minutes of Sleep through about 40 hours, and Sip got a hold of me while I was driving to Laurel, Nebraska. And he saved my life. I was a little foggy.
You were on 1 hour of sleep.
It was 1 hour of sleep, and it went for about 40 hours. But when I got to Laurel, it was like a new battery got plugged into me. When I got to the town center, they have a community hall there to speak right there. It was with Security Bank and Brandon Baller. It was an incredible event, and I mean the energy when you walked in, it was electric. It was absolutely electric to go in there, and it was. And guess what it was?
What?
All ag. It was all.
We love ag.
Oh, it was great. So it was
ag.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you right now. You want to get away for a weekend? Go to Laurel. I would go to Laurel, Nebraska.
Never been there.
For the
Where
weekend.
Is it?
North of Wayne.
Yep.
North of Wayne. You're up there. Jake, a lot of people there from Hardington. A lot of people from Hardington, Randolph.
I know one thing about Laurel as a golf fan that I am. That it's the birthplace of major champion Mark Calcavecchia.
Yes,
from Laurel, Nebraska.
That's correct.
Right? He grew up in Florida after that. He was in there for a few years, but he was first few years of life were in Laurel.
Is he still
Nebraska.
with us?
He is still with us. Yes, he's still on the Champions Tour.
Is he?
Yes. Playing golf.
Still with us.
Huge name.
That's what I would know about Laurel, Nebraska.
Yeah,
huge name.
Yeah, a huge name with that. And so, but a shout out to Security Bank and having me up there, and the group was phenomenal. And then so I'm driving home through Wayne. And I'm eating an Oreo dessert, kind of a ground up Oreo dessert.
To reward yourself?
Out of styrofoam that they loaded up for me. So I got a plastic fork, and I'm driving, steering with just my knee, eating an Oreo dessert, cruising through Wayne, Nebraska.
Be careful.
It was
an Oreo dessert. Was there chocolate on it?
Yeah, it's like an Oreo crust was made. The crust was made of crunched up Oreo cookies. Oh. And it was delicious.
That was part of the gig?
And they also sent me home with so I was also eating some roast beef, and whipping it out the window.
Yeah. Whipping the fat out the window.
So God, it was an incredible day. And the energy from the group was just phenomenal. But the whole story was that Steve Sipple saved my life.
I did not save your life. I merely returned your phone call.
The best part was like, can't talk, live chat. It's on live chat. It's on live chat. I will say this: about 11:02, you called.
No,
that's nice
job.
Nice job, Sip.
I got out of the live chat at 10:55 and called you.
He did. Nice. He called me right away. When the phone rang, and it's kind of odd at how
we needed to catch up.
We need to catch up. I hadn't talked for a while. But it's a weird situation.
Where the hell have you been? it
went to GPS and it whipped me through Iowa. It took me up I-29 and then over to 20.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then took me into
Laurel.
That was the best way to go.
Wow.
That was the correct way?
I wasn't expecting to be all of a sudden in Iowa.
But there you were.
GPS, I'm not for certain it always takes you on the right route.
I always
just messes with you. Let's see how far this idiot follows this path.
But it worked. It worked very good. So I was
from the text line, Sandman says, Laurel is my hometown. Thank you for the shout out.
Oh, Sandman. I'm telling you what, you guys got to go in there in Laurel. That's a place like I said, just want to get away for the weekend.
They have a town center. Is that what you're telling me?
Whatever I thought, town center, community building, but it is
in the middle of town,
right in the middle of town, right on Main Street. Done so well. And like I said, the treatment from the people there was just remarkable. So that was a lot of fun. But Steve saved my life.
Joe in Boulder says Mark Calcavecchia was there until age 14. So actually a long time. He's a long time Laurel guy. Yeah. Just went to high school golf in Florida and had great success.
He became
on
one
the
of
PGA Tour and the Champions Tour. And a college staple. Golf. Yes, he did.
Became a staple. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I went to bed again at 7:30, illness. But I'm better. I think I'm better.
I'm with them. Isn't it odd? So I did the same thing. When I got home, I was in bed last night, asleep by like 7:50.
Whoa. See, I was not.
Because I'd been awake that long. So I was out. It's incredible the text messages you wake up to and missed calls and stuff. I woke up and it was like there was like 20 text messages.
It's kind of refreshing.
And people texting like, please answer. And I was out. I had no idea.
But it's informative to you. You don't really have to. I had to call me from somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, come on. I missed it. I don't even care. It's like, it can't be that urgent.
Well, first of all, what would someone need to get hold of me urgently for?
Right.
I'm not a heart surgeon. Right. I'm not a trauma doctor of any sort. It's not like there's nothing. I do nothing of urgency.
Right. But it's informative. Yeah. You don't have to operate that way if you don't want to. I'm in a dangerous spot in my life.
Are you thinking about going off the grid?
I've gone off almost. Like I turned my phone off.
You dream of going off the grid.
I'm hard to get a hold of now. Like I make it so I'm hard. Because I think about when we grew up.
Let's test that.
I think about when we grew up all the time. We couldn't get a hold of people. I'm like, why do I have to do this now? Why am I available 24/7? Here's the thing. I'm not. All right.
I'm not anymore, baby.
I'm not available 24/7.
Here's the next
thing.
No
longer.
Too. Steve, think of how many times when we were maybe just out of high school or in college or youth working, they were just like going, I can't wait to the day where we all carry computers in our hands so we can get a hold of everybody all the time. Not one time, did we? Did we ever say that? No. It was
it's a nightmare is what it is.
Yeah, it was it was like we never once was like nightmare. We need to be able to get a hold of somebody 24/7.
Right.
Never said it. Never said it. No.
We should have some mechanism where we can always be in touch.
No. So what was that, Steve?
Better times.
Better times.
Jim Sabota,
better times. Yes. And you always had plausible deniability with your parents too.
Right.
What do you mean?
There's no phones.
There's no phones. How can I get a hold of you? What could I do? You knew better. You knew better. I
Are you
don't
sure
know
about that?
Yeah. I didn't have any change.
Try me.
I didn't have any change.
Yeah, I didn't have change. I didn't know how to get a hold of you. We weren't
pay phone. No pay phone available.
I can't imagine how many times I would have my phone taken because the standard issue now is kind of that's fine. You don't want to answer your phone? I pay for your phone, so you no longer have a phone. I'll just take your phone from you. Then there's a meltdown. We never had that.
Oh, there's a meltdown.
Yeah, there's a meltdown. If you take someone's phone, just go ahead and take your kid's phone for a week.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Because they'll have you arrested.
You'll be arrested. Yeah. And then you get this one, too.
What's my charge?
And you get this one, too.
Child abuse.
You have to let them have it for safety reasons.
There's that.
How many times does go when you went to school going like your mom yell at you, don't get abducted? Just never worried about that. No, wasn't worried about that. This wasn't a big deal.
We're showing our
wasn't
age.
a thought.
At this point, we're really
better
showing
times.
Our age. Better.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Renew. Please call or text David
the chat
at 402-833-3858 or go to renewyourauto.com. Right now, they've got $100 off in the month of December only on rust proofing and undercoating packages and ceramic coating packages. You either mentioned the ticket or early break, $100 off in the month of December. See what Renew can do for you. Again, 402-833-3858 or renewyourauto.com. We will get to the coaching news in the world of sports next segment. How about that?
That's good, Jake.
We'll get the North Carolina and West Virginia news next segment. But there was some schedule news for Nebraska regarding 2025. We officially learned Nebraska's schedule for next season. And first glance, it looks, kind of gettable for Nebraska. It's not a schedule that makes you concerned or terrified. I saw Wisconsin's schedule. That one looked pretty rough. They play Oregon, Ohio State, Alabama again, like they did this year. Like that's rough. They got a rough one. I was looking at the comments of Wisconsin. They're saying, "Well, 4-8, here we come, 3-9." Confidence is not high with Badger fans right now. Not high.
No, I saw it because I'm a scheduling freak.
You are a freak.
That's the first thing that Steve said yesterday. He goes, "Hey, schedule's coming out. It's a big deal," and I love schedule. I thought Nebraska had a home run. I saw it late. I just when I got back to the house, it popped up, and I saw it, and it lines up for early success with home games.
So here's the schedule. Nebraska again will play. It's still not known if this Cincinnati game will be in KC or Indianapolis. It just
definitely be in KC.
Is that for sure?
100%.
No,
you're making the call.
Not 100, but 95. Like the Pinstripe Bowl when I said pinstripe. It's like that.
You did nail the pinstripe.
But it's not officially yet. It still says neutral site TBD on the schedule.
I think the Chiefs have to make it official.
Okay. Yeah. So Cincinnati,
Hunt family.
Thursday, August 30th, Nebraska will begin their season. And then they have 4 straight home games. They play Akron, trying to make up for the 2018 game they got rained out here. Scott Frost's first game.
Yeah, freaking Akron. Yeah.
That's on September 6th. Then Houston Christian comes to Lincoln on the 13th.
It's an odd game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Very thrilling. Houston Christian team coming
Colorado last year.
for the third game.
It's incredible.
Will that be a night game? Will that be?
Yeah. It's incredible.
6:30 kickoff.
I mean, I was at Houston Christian and was it when was I there? July?
July. Yeah. June or July.
It's stunning that these the juxtaposition is unbelievable. When you see Houston Christian, if you saw their stadium, for instance, it's like Seacrest. I mean, maybe not even that nice.
and they're playing Nebraska.
It's unbelievable. All right, keep going. Michigan.
So then the Michigan comes to Lincoln on September 20th, and then you will host Michigan State after a bye week on October 4th. So 4 straight home games after the Cincinnati game on a neutral site field. Then you have back-to-back road games at Maryland. Not really daunting. At Minnesota. Home against Northwestern. Home against USC as to start off November. Then you're at UCLA the 8th of November. Then a bye week. And then you go to the tundra of Penn State. Sip loves a late November trip to Penn State. You cannot wait for that trip. I know you love going to Penn State. And then,
especially
of course,
November.
You'll close against Iowa on Black Friday on November 28th. So that is a look at your schedule for 2025. Initial thoughts, Sip, on that from what you saw.
Steve.
I mean, the late part's rough. November's a little rough with those 2 long road trips. You're right, though. You should be able to. I don't know. I look at it a little different than you guys, I think. When I don't say the words gettable anymore. I don't say like, this looks like a 5-0 start. No, I mean, you say
now, is that pushback from the 7-0 start that was talked about a lot this year?
Yeah, a lot of that. Like I was,
he did push back in that.
I was like 5-2 would be just as likely.
Correct. You did say that. And that's what happened.
Yeah,
5-2.
And like now, in all due respect, Jake, I don't say things like Maryland's gettable. I think Maryland fans look at Nebraska and say gettable.
Sure.
I mean, I don't do this anymore. These games all look difficult to me except Akron and Houston Christian. All of the rest look very difficult to me. Maybe not Northwestern.
Well, Cincinnati's had back-to-back horrible years.
Yeah, but I mean, Nebraska's not exactly charging up the charts right now, right?
No, charging up the charts.
So Cincinnati has their quarterback back. I just look as a close game. Close game.
Could be. I mean,
I'm not picking Nebraska to win by 21.
It's a Big 12 team.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not Colorado.
No, it's not. And they took care of Colorado. Yeah. But I just don't do it anymore. That Cincinnati looks like a close game. All these games except for 2 look close. And maybe you could sell me on Northwestern not being close. That's how I look at it. It's an interesting schedule. I love going to the coast. You just go all over hell. I mean, you go to
LA and Penn State.
Maryland, you will have
Maryland.
You'll have trips to Maryland,
good God,
UCLA, and Penn State next year.
Crazy.
A lot of airtime for you.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, it's kind of fun. Well, I'm not gonna try to sell. I'm not lying anymore. Maryland's not a fun trip. It's not. I'm not gonna.
You got yelled at for having an umbrella in the stadium there. At the end of the game,
I got accosted for having
it. It's a very odd stadium too.
It's hard to get to.
Best way to describe it is odd. I just played there one time, and it was just a weird feeling. Everything about it was never like, man, this is.
Thank you for backing me on this.
It's not like, man, this is college football here. No,
Jake. It does not feel like that.
No, it's just a weird feeling. Yeah. Everything about it is just it just feels odd.
That's how I felt
playing at not easy. As cool as it was playing at Aloha Stadium at Hawaii, but there was a weird feel to it. It was just weird. I don't know how to describe it. Everybody, and that's why it's always, well, how do teams do at Hawaii? Oh, they lose a lot. Teams lose a lot over there. There's just a different vibe.
Hard
to it.
Trip.
Yeah,
and they have guys. I think that's a hard game. Now it wasn't for Frosty. I mean, they rolled that year
54-7.
Mm-hmm.
Still was not a bowl season for Nebraska, but they won 54-7 out there. That's probably one of the best games of the Frost era.
But you're right. I think you're right. I mean, well, it's not a horrifying schedule.
I'm saying that it's not daunting. No. You don't look and say, oh God, Wisconsin plays at Oregon and at Alabama next year.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. Yeah. That would be
and then I think they host Ohio State. I mean, they play all three of those teams.
Yeah, and when you look through it, I don't care.
Have that.
I don't care how you cut it. And I know Penn State was in the championship game, but Ohio State beat Penn State. The two best teams in the Big Ten are Oregon and Ohio State. Those are the two best teams, and you don't play them next year.
Right?
Nope. You don't play.
Nope.
And everyone. I mean, who was the MAC team that was ahead of Penn State this year for quite a bit of the game at Penn State?
I can't remember.
Oh, that was Bowling Green. Yeah, early on.
And so Penn State didn't dispatch of people where it was like, we can't play these guys.
No.
I mean, Penn State had them beat at Penn State. Watching the Nebraska game and watching the Penn State game wasn't a lot different. Score is about the same. So, I mean, it's a higher score, but the differential was about the same.
This is manageable, very manageable. It's about as manageable as you're going to get, actually, right?
Yeah,
I would say that.
Again, Penn State, yeah, like you're not going to avoid every good team in the conference, but if you don't have Ohio State and Oregon on your schedule, that is a nice schedule for you. It's kind of a dream.
I think the one that would have been maybe you'd look at in year two a little different would be Michigan State if it was at Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
If that was on the road, it's Sparty. Coach is a really good coach. Year two, you'd be like, okay, they'll probably be a little different because they did a couple things. They beat the crap out of Iowa this year at home. And Jonathan Smith is a great coach, and so they'll be better. Mm. So if you had them on the road, you'd be a little bit more daunting.
Oh yeah, that'd be rougher.
Yeah,
Michigan coming here, I like that. I love it when Michigan comes to town because just the nostalgia element of it. So that's beautiful.
And they'll be better on offense, not as good on defense.
Oh yeah, because they lose those guys up front.
They'll be better on offense. They will not be the same on defense.
Right.
You don't replace D linemen like that.
So the home games. Let's just look at the
home games again. You'll have 4 in a row: Akron, Houston Christian, Michigan State, all back to back weeks, 4 straight weeks at home.
And later you get Northwestern and USC.
Yep.
I'm thinking about the fans right now. And of course you get Iowa on Black Friday. It's not a bad home schedule. Not good early, but yeah. I mean, I'm with where Nebraska's at right now. If you got to play a couple, I don't even want to call them cupcakes anymore. I mean, because Nebraska's not that team right now where you just say, oh, this is going to be easy.
Well, and think about this time last year, if we saw the schedule, we would have said Indiana. Oh, that's a win for Nebraska.
Good point.
That's a not a gimme, but should win the game. Gettable. Instead, you lost. Instead, that was a 56-7 drubbing, and that team is in the college football playoff.
That's the other thing about doing this whole thing where we assess. We don't even know we don't know what Nebraska's going to be.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No, you don't know.
There's going to be 7. They're going to have. I think they could have 7 transfer portal starters that we don't even know who they are right now.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, and you could say that about other teams.
Yeah, that's a lot of teams around college football. We don't know what these teams look like year to year anymore.
No.
It changes so much every year for every team.
Right. Now, I do think that history matters and recent past matters. So you can gauge it a little bit on that, but there's a lot about just the current roster that you don't know on these teams. And Nebraska's is in that conversation heavily. They're going to have to, there's just a lot of unknowns. Might be okay. They might be better, but you don't know for sure right now. I just know the kids are starting to pour in now. the transfer portal guys from Wichita just flying up,
making the trip up north.
I sent you the screenshot of what it looked like.
It's like
that was a live look.
It's like a mall at Christmas.
Yes.
Just people pouring into Wichita and out, in and out. How do you even keep track? That'd be a job for us. Go to Wichita and help with the portal.
I would love to be down. I'd like to run a concession stand.
Maybe
down there would be great.
Yeah.
Then who's on field C? That's everyone from the MAC. The MAC's field C and D. They're over there. They're doing 7-on-7 in 15 minutes. Grab your roster. Sipple has the roster.
I'm in the MAC.
Handing them out. You're in the MAC.
I'm in the MAC territory.
I've got the American.
Who's got the SEC?
I don't know. It wouldn't be any of us.
No.
It wouldn't be any of us. Ben would have
Ben's got
the
the
SEC.
Ascending.
Yeah.
Did you even mention Ben today?
I think I did.
Ben's with us.
Yes.
He's part of the
young Ben's here. Thank you. I said I beat him to the studio today. I beat him here.
He was ghostly white the other day.
That's what he said. He was. I heard he's like opaque. You could see through him almost. Jake.
Sip didn't see him, but I said you didn't want to see Ben. It was a frightening look for him. He's like, I have to go home. I said, yeah, you do. Yeah. I can tell you need to leave. Get out of here.
Dang, this is the
thing. We've all kind of got the crud. Yeah, we do.
I
feel okay.
I think Jake might be okay.
I feel okay.
You won't now, Jake, because we're in a petri dish here.
I know.
We are trapped in an indoor.
What do you do, though? What do you do in this world? What do you do? Do you not go? Because everybody's sick. I've talked to so many people that are like, I got it too.
Yeah.
So where you just not go anywhere?
No, you just fight through it.
Yeah.
Got to fight. And the other news yesterday, this is the name that you were concerned about going to the portal. That's back out of the portal. Keona Davis.
Yes.
Sticking with Nebraska. He was defensive lineman that you said of two guys, it was Mekhi Bear and Keona Davis. Those are the ones that stood out to you.
No, Jamari Butler.
Oh, Jamari Butler.
Yeah,
sorry.
What I would say is that this was the most important player that left Nebraska initially, other than Jamari Butler. And you could make a case because of his upside that he's more important than Butler. I think, Bill, you were gone when all this went down. He's the one I saw going, I was like, oh, God, that's bad news. That's bad news.
That's mass.
I mean, he played 90 snaps this year, had 9 tackles. So it wasn't like he jumped out. But within the program, like if you talk to Jay Foreman, for instance, he would tell you Keona White is critical. He'll be a starter next year. Or I always call him. He used to go by Keona Will Height. Now he goes by Keona Davis. So I get all mixed up all the time. But anyway, he's a big, and he's a starter. He's going to be starter. Yeah. And you know what? He's probably a 3-year starter or a 4-year starter. So I just thought, oh my God. They're losing him. Well, now on Wednesday, he was back, I guess. It didn't come out till yesterday, right?
It did not, yeah.
Right. Yep. And Wednesday, they made it happen. It took some work to keep him, but they kept him, and that's gigantic news.
Other players that are in the portal for Nebraska as of yesterday, we didn't see much of Isaiah McMorris and Jacob Hood. It's a receiver and an offensive lineman, the Georgia transfer, Jacob Hood, and Nate Borkacher, tight end, in the portal as of yesterday.
Someone texted me that yesterday, and I was taken back.
Yeah, Borkacher. Yeah. I don't get it.
Borkacher to the portal.
He's from Aurora.
He is, and he played.
He played all.
He was playing
at the end of the game. It went. His reps went through the roof
with Holgerson.
Yeah, went through the roof.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason that I'm not saying shocked me, but it was that I was interested in the conversation was because I think he's an awesome. I loved coaching him, and he was a great young man. And then to see his reps go up tremendously. I was so excited for him.
Right.
Now, the next thing is, which none of us in this room know, because it's not like I've had a direct conversation with him, the whys or whats or whatever it is. You have no idea what the situation is. So I never get upset with the player.
No, not really.
Not with the times right now. There's options out there. There's different things. So
God,
you don't know all the details, but God, he's a great dude.
Now you don't know, and I don't judge him, but you can say surprise.
Yeah. Because of it, if his reps stayed the same, you wouldn't be. He was getting 12 reps a game or 10 reps a game. He was in the 40s, wasn't he?
Then he went up. It went up.
Yeah, he played a lot.
Yeah. But people are going to look at it and say, what are you guys talking about? 6 catches, 102 yards this year. So it wasn't like a massive production, but he's definitely good. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it. Jay Norvell has gotten. I should have texted you last night and got the sound. He went on a
Is this about the independent agents?
Yeah.
I got that sound.
Oh, I haven't heard it. I play it. But I read like the
once you tease this, Sip. What was it?
Okay, Jay
I'll play.
Norvell.
I have the audio. What you're talking about?
I mean, it sort of helps maybe explain some. I'm not saying it helps explain Borkature, but it could. I mean, it might. I mean, it's about the agent's influence in all of these moves.
And these independent agents call these schools up that they know have money, and they say, what if Kevin gets in the portal? How much would you pay him? Oh, I'll pay him $150,000, and they'll go to the next school. What if Kevin got in the portal? What would you pay him? Oh, I'd give him $175. And then another school might say, oh, I'll give him $200. So now this independent agent DMs Kevin and says, call me. I got some deals for you. And then they talk, and he goes, if you get in the portal, I can get you $200,000. Okay. And it's hard for a kid, when he hears that. And so these kids are not thinking about getting in the portal. But when they have these people call them and say, if you get in the portal, I'll give you $200,000. And by the way, I'm going to take 15, 20% of that. And so these guys are just stealing from these kids. An NFLPA agent gets 3%. A lot of these agents that are talking to all of our players, they're taking 10, 15, 20%. And that's really criminal, really. But that's what's going on in college football. And as much as we try to tell our players that and educate them, when somebody's offering you that kind of money, it's still hard for these kids. Okay. And so, that just kind of gives you an idea of what's happening, and it's unfortunate. And like I said, we talked to our top 26 kids. They all have been offered a lot of money.
Boom.
Jay Norvell, somewhere along the line in his 50s or wherever he is, decided, I'm not biting my tongue anymore.
It's been an interesting year for Jay. This whole year has had quotes.
And I'm going to air out my feelings about this stuff. And I love it. That's really informative.
Well, that's the one thing that everyone knows is happening. Is the
not everyone
but I mean in the coaching world, everyone
in the
knows
coaching
that people
world.
are getting that people are getting contacted. So right now you don't have to even be in the portal. You haven't even be in the portal at all, and you're being contacted.
See that? You don't even have to be in the portal.
No, that is like, hey, here's
they try to bring you into the portal.
Yeah,
come on in. There's better here.
There's third parties everywhere. These aren't assistant coaches breaking rules. They're not. They're not the ones that are like that. That are
I'm not saying that.
This is just
agents.
Yeah, there is just.
And they're not even agents.
Yeah,
it's a quotation. Could be an agent.
That's a quotation of an agent.
First of all, at NFL, you have to pass tests. You have to be certified.
Yeah.
Well, there's no certification right now going on.
20%. 20%.
That's a good commission right there.
You get $20,000.
That's a good commission.
I mean,
Merry Christmas.
That's broken. It is broken bad. I mean, it is amazing what's going on. Now, that helps explain probably sometimes. Bill, when we were kids, I mean, if someone would have came to me and said, hey, I can get you 200, I wouldn't have been able to sleep for a week.
Yeah.
Like, seriously? I mean, like,
playing second base, getting $200,000.
Sweet.
For Columbus Legion.
Count me in.
Batting about 190.
We will get back to this. We're late here.
Had big sweatbands on my wrist, so I look like Dave Parker.
Do you have them up high? Do you have them up here?
I had two
of
both
them.
arms.
Before we get to break,
you just profusely sweating with sweat. Hey, sweat's running down my hands. Give me some sweatbands.
Sip, you look like you're hungry over there.
Yeah,
are you hungry?
Starved,
where would you go?
I think you should go to Early Bird.
The Bird.
19th and K. Free parking, lots of free parking, breakfast burritos,
What
chicken
else?
fried steak, which is what, Bill?
Smothered.
It is smothered.
Good. You got your voices.
They've got blueberry pancakes, banana pancakes, strawberry pancakes, cinnamon roll pancakes.
Good God.
And
the cakes.
The world famous hash holes.
Hash holes. Ooh,
You tried. Check it out today. 19th and K in Lincoln, also
The
in
Bird.
Omaha and Iowa. Early
Come
Bird,
park.
wonderful spot for breakfast, brunch, and lunch every day.
Park.
When we come back, some big seismic news in the coaching profession of college football next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars. With the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit lovb.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day, and high near 26. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 14. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly cloudy skies and breezy conditions to start, but wintry mix arriving in the afternoon. See a high near 36. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. Or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Our annual Teddy Bear Toss Night is coming Friday, December 13th, as the Stars host the Tri-City Storm at 7:05 at the Icebox. Wear your favorite ugly sweater to the game and then bid on the Specialty Stars game-worn ugly sweater jerseys after the game. Secure your seats for our last home game before Christmas now on December 13th by heading to LincolnStars.com.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break.
Simple, you are an idiot.
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Farmers, we know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed, and oftentimes discounts are lost buying from multiple brands, but Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to Beck'sHybrids.com for a full farm quote, and always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming at Beck's Hybrids.
God, it was so much fun yesterday. I told you I was up in Laurel getting connected with the ag community, and I just thank Trevor. I thank Trevor for the knowledge of what's going on.
Because Trevor taught you.
He taught me. He taught me so much with that. And we talked about how fast the moisture level dropped in corn last year. And it was just...
That's what you're talking about.
We talked to a lot of farmers. Yeah, we did. Right. Yeah. And interesting now, I know what's going on with this stuff.
The moisture dropped.
Yeah. Things were drying out really fast.
Is that right?
Yeah, they had to get stuff out of the fields as fast as possible. Although yesterday I saw something amazing. It wasn't that far from here. I was driving home. It was already dark, and someone was picking corn. And I'm going like, well, most people had their corn picked like 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago. It was done out. They were out there at night and like, all right, got to get it out. I'm like, what have you guys been doing? What have you been up to?
The ground is frozen. What's wrong with you?
A reason.
Yeah, there must be a reason. It's like either they're so big or so lazy. It was one of the two. We're not sure which one it was. Maybe a combo. Who knows? Maybe they just have so much money. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Possible.
Thank you, Trevor, for the knowledge.
Trevor.
Yes.
And what's Trevor's last name?
Wells.
Yes.
W-E.
Right. Trevor Wells.
Yes. And he'll be delivering gifts to a lot of people here pretty soon. Yeah, but the rewards program, and then he goes above and beyond.
Jeez.
He's rewards plus. Trevor's the plus.
Looking for that golf head cover too, Trevor. You know what I'm talking about. I was informed about it. I want it.
Yes.
I'll pay for it if I have to.
Me and Jake are in a group text, a thread with Trevor for a
Beck's stuff.
For Beck's free
can
stuff.
we get this stuff from Beck's too? Zip wants one of these also.
Yeah. No, I don't need a head cover, but a jacket.
I'd like to get you back on the golf.
We want that jacket that Trevor had, and I wouldn't mind some some coveralls or overalls, whatever.
Coveralls.
You know, the zip up, in the wintertime. Like
keep you warm.
Yes, I like all. It's like a jumpsuit.
I wore coveralls to Green Bay and to Iowa City.
You did,
and the bibs got messed up.
You wore coveralls.
Yes,
you wore coveralls. Interesting.
Yes,
that's about where you've almost peed yourself, right? Because you couldn't get. You couldn't get free.
You had a bathroom issue.
There was 75 layers on. It's a horrible situation.
And who saved you?
That was the J Train.
Yes,
the J Train. J Bird or J Train. Text what your name.
It might be J Bird.
It might be J Bird.
He helped out.
J Train.
Okay, so big seismic news in college football. It's been a rumor now for a week. It's official that Bill Belichick is going to be the next head coach at North Carolina University. So his dad was a coach there in the 50s. In the 50s, he coached there for 3 years, I believe.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Then didn't his dad coach also at the Naval Academy?
I do not know that for sure. I know he was for sure at UNC. But Belichick is going to North Carolina. People thought maybe this is a ploy to get him, get NFL teams talking to him earlier. No, he's signed. I guess the contract signed. He's going to North Carolina.
First of all, for pundits like ourselves, it's incredible.
Pundits.
Yes, I'm glad he did it because it's fun. It's fun to talk about. It's like if they just would have hired someone else like the
Larry Fedora again.
Yeah. And we just hired the head coach from App State.
Name drop. Larry Fedora.
Well, Fedora had 10 wins there.
I forget about that name.
2015.
Yeah.
2015.
Came from Southern Miss, right? Fedora.
Yeah. Yes. So this is an incredible story for us. It's fun to talk about. It's like, hey, the
100.
So it's like this is remarkable
100%.
to see what happens, and it's interesting. But like I said, one of the things that usually comes up in recruiting, you get coach, how long are you going to be around?
Yeah,
that doesn't matter as much anymore.
Why is that?
I think now it's like the roster changes, the NI, everything. It's like, when are you trying to win? Tomorrow. There's no. This one, listen, you got to give him a 5-year contract because in the 5th year, he'll have his guys in there. No, you're going to have your guys in there in about 12 days. And so that's not how it is now. And it's just going to be a remarkable story to follow.
He's going from one pro league to another. That conversation's changed too. I mean, he's essentially going from one pro league to another. Now, North Carolina hasn't been great. They haven't won 10 in the last 6 years. They do have no 10-win seasons. They have not. I didn't know this. They have not won the ACC since 1980. Now, Bill maybe remembers that team. I don't.
Amos on that team, the running back?
Amos Stagg? I don't know. No, I don't know. But anyway, they did win the ACC in 80. They haven't been great, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do with the program.
Am I off on that, Steve? Didn't Nebraska beat North Carolina in the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl?
No, you're right. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure it wasn't North Carolina. That would have been in the 70s,
right around that time.
Late 70s. Yes, let us know that.
If I had my media guide, which you always make fun of. If I had it, I could just.
I never made fun of you. I always praised it that you always brought it in, but you never had it open. It never opened up ever. But you always carried it with you.
And I lost.
And now it's gone.
I lost it.
But it was called the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl in Houston in the Astrodome, and I believe it was North Carolina that they beat about 1980.
It was around that time.
She's trying to find it right now.
So the hoodie. All of this makes sense. I'm just reading.
I'm seeing the Liberty Bowl in 1977.
Okay,
Nebraska beat them 21-17.
No, that's okay. That's close.
Who did they beat in the Bluebonnet Bowl? I'd like to know.
Hang on a second. In 1976, Nebraska beat Texas Tech in the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I was off on that. Then I was
close
off
enough. Though.
You were 1 year off.
1 year off. Okay.
Yeah. So as far
let's go through mid-70s bowl games quick.
and by the way, the running back was Amos Lawrence.
Famous Amos.
My God.
Famous Amos. I
thought you were joking around.
No, it's Famous Amos.
It says North Carolina freshman star running back Amos Lawrence was the name.
So
nice drop.
So what
Bill.
ESPN's saying is that Belichick makes a transition. He's a master roster builder. That's what college football is now. The one thing I did read, like, how will he be in living rooms? Nobody goes into living rooms anymore.
No, they had the conversation. I heard it this morning. Like Prime just did not go into a living room.
Right.
You come see me.
Yeah, it's different now.
Yeah, it's different.
The living room thing's sort of out the window, right?
I'm going to say no on that. You still have to recruit.
You still got to go to the living room.
Relationships. There's probably reasons that players leave or players stay. Relationships do still matter.
So you still got to go into homes.
Now, if it's one of those things where someone says, listen, I have a great relationship with you. We have no money for you, but we are tight. And the other school, which is comparable, is going to offer you $1.2 million.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah, exactly. I'll always love you. I will be in touch with you. I will name a kid after you. But
I promise you that.
I promise you that. But I'm going to go over here. But the relationship parts matter because a lot of times you're in parallel universes. As far as that when it's like, hey, what do they offer? What do you have? It's very similar. It's very similar. When you have a free agent and someone's like, listen, hey, like right now, people want to go to one place. They like to go to Detroit. And then the Commanders are big right now as far as people saying, oh, I love what's going on there. They love Detroit. People love Dan Campbell, right?
Yes.
Well, it's like, if you're a free agent, Dan Campbell's like, I can do that. I can give you $2.2 million, and the charge and Green Bay can give you $9 million. Oh, I love Dan Campbell. I love playing against you because I'm going here. And that's just the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
But relationships will matter when things are very tight.
Okay.
On the numbers are close.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I'll give you that.
Also, it appears that Rich Rodriguez is heading. It sounds like he's heading back to West Virginia.
Other news. Yeah, there's Rich Rod. So he's going back.
That appears to nearly be official that he's
going back. How was he there,
to,
Bill? The first time?
Well, he was one game away from playing for the national championship.
Thank you for answering.
If they don't get upset by Pittsburgh in the backyard brawl.
Yep.
Okay. If they win that game, was White their
Pat
quarterback?
White and Steve Slayton, Steve Slayton, the running back. That was a good team.
That was back in the BCS 2-man, right? 2-team tournament.
Two-team. Yeah. I think it was.
And so they're going to go.
Pat White
and they get upset in that game. And then I believe right from there he went to Michigan, if I'm correct.
And it just nosedived.
Didn't work for him at Michigan.
No, Michigan did not work. That was a terrible hire. You hire a what kind of offense?
Also, the facts, which is 100% true, and it came right from his mouth that he turned down Alabama.
I think he
Rich
did.
Rod turned down Alabama.
He was hot at that time.
Absolutely was hot.
And one more, it's not official, but it appears that UNLV is looking after Dan Mullen to be their head coach.
Got the job.
Is it done?
Well, it was interesting because I was sitting right next to Dan Mullen two nights ago. I was sitting, so I had a great conversation with him, and then we talked about what was going on in college with his football. I mean, with his TV stuff that was going on, and we talked about that he had something going on, but we didn't get in any detail. He did not tell me that it was UNLV. And so
UNLV.
But I sat right next to him at a program 2 nights ago.
I don't think it's a done deal, but it appears it's close to being done deal.
It's
for
a
Dan Mullen.
smart hire. It's a good hire.
He's a good coach.
Yeah, I can see it working out.
Dan Mullen, 34 and 15 at Florida.
Yeah.
21 and 14 in the SEC. And he's not that old, right? He's younger than us.
Do you remember Armando Murillo?
The corner. Of course I remember Armando.
He was a really good player at that. So he was a corner. I recruited Armando out of Eastern Arizona.
Yeah.
And he had connections to West Virginia. So I'm on the treadmill. I'm going to see Armando Murillo, and I'm on the treadmill with Rich Rod. He's right next to me. And so we're jogging on the treadmill in the Marriott in Arizona. And I know the connection. I go, "You're not by chance here to see Armando Murillo, are you, Rich?" And he kind of looked at me and he goes, "Might be." And I had Armando Murillo hit out. He wasn't up at Eastern. He was in Phoenix.
You couldn't find him.
I had him hidden with his girlfriend.
Good luck finding him.
Yeah, good.
Rich Rod.
Yeah, it didn't work out. So I got hold of Armando real fast. I said, Coach Rodriguez is here trying to find you. He goes, "Oh, I'm aware." He goes, "I'm aware."
I always drive the sports writers crazy because I'd always say, "Do you hear the guns, Armando?" It's "Do you hear the guns, Fernando?"
No.
It's an ABBA song.
Yes. On that note, we're going to break.
Rick
Heyman's
on me.
Rick Heyman's next on early break of the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and Day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before. At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through December 15th, enjoy thick-cut Iowa pork chops for $1.99 per pound. Boneless beef crock-pot roast for $4.99 per pound. Plus, they're now taking orders for prime rib, filet mignon, and other holiday items. And don't forget the $50 holiday box now through Christmas. Always a great gift. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
M. Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store year after year after year. Located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road, stop in today to get your holiday shopping done and mention this ad for a free pair of dress socks. M. Suits Clothiers.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Join us for Old School this Friday, December 13th at Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Enjoy their great beer selection as you pregame for the Nebraska-Indiana men's basketball game at Pinnacle Bank Arena at 7 o'clock. That's Old School this Friday at Salt Mine City at 8th and R. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Hey guys, it's Nick. You know how much I love beer, and this game day, show your Husker pride with Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Brewed by Nebraska fans, for Nebraska fans, Dear Old Nebraska Brew is your go-to for every kickoff, touchdown, and celebration. Whether it's tailgating, watching the game at home, or gathering with friends, this beer is there to bring that perfect game day refreshment. Dear Old Nebraska Brew embodies the spirit of Nebraska with every sip. So crack one open and let the good times roll. Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of Nebraska alumni. Please drink responsibly.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like it is now.
Okay.
You know, you got country, you got R&B, you got pop, you got rap, you got rock. They didn't have that then. You heard everything.
A man who knows a good song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond!
Yes, I do get a diamond. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Once again, your song of the day. I think it's the first new song Rick's ever played on Song of the Day. It's The Bottom by Chris Stapleton from 2023. 464-5685. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sartor Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Huh. I'll be damned.
I've never heard the song before yesterday when I dubbed it in.
I can't find any reason to dislike him. He's a phenomenon, right?
Yes, he
Stapleton.
Is. Very
He's
popular.
an American phenomenon.
Very popular.
He's become very popular in the last, 5 years?
5-6 years, yep.
And I think he got a taste of it there. Why? I mean, I don't like to acknowledge new music, but that's pretty good. That would have worked in 1970, right?
Agreed.
72. I did.
If that was 70, like 1973, you'd be like, yeah, that's 73. Yeah, it sounds great.
I did your thing the other day.
Yeah.
Alexa, play 70s country.
How'd that go for you?
I can't remember what came on. I think it worked. I only had time for one song, and I can't remember. It'll hit me what it was. That was good. That was good. That was really good. Good job by Rick. I'm just inclined to say I don't like new music and I never like anything, But that was good. I'd give that an 8.4475.
Yeah. So interesting story with Chris Stapleton. We'd sit at LSU. We'd always have music on a little bit. If we were watching film, like that, and Meatball was in charge of it. Dennis Johnson was the D-line coach. Meatball. He's now the D-line coach for the Baltimore Ravens. He's one of my best friends, and he played a lot of Chris Stapleton like that. And I would say the same to him. I'm like, I wouldn't walk across the street to see him. I don't want nothing to do with this. And then we kept listening to it, and then from a complete 180. Within like a year, I was infatuated with Chris Stapleton. I go, hold it. This sounds like Better Times. And as I started getting listening, I'm like, I went from being like, I wouldn't walk across the street to be like, I couldn't pay enough to get across the street. That's how much my changes with him. So
it sounds like Better Times.
So I acknowledge that. And then that song I'm not overly familiar with. I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot of Chris Stapleton songs. I've heard that before, but don't really in passing. And still, I thought it was incredible. I'm going to go with an 8.222222.
Wow. So 2 scores in
hit
8.
us. Yes, Rick.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the 7.9 on that one. Didn't know it. I liked it though. I listened to that song again.
Ben 6.2.
2.2 from Ben. That's predictable. That is predictable.
All right, you handle this one, Bill. You handle this one.
Then you did not sit and listen to that song, then, Ben. If you just sat and listened to that song, that was remarkable. And like you said, it took you back in time and also took you forward in time.
Well, we know Ben's not a huge country music fan either.
I don't know what he's a fan of after that 2.2.
All right. Well, we're joined now by Rick Heyman, Sutter Heyman Jewelers. Rick, we get 3 good scores and a low score from Ben today for you, but pretty solid for a new song.
Yeah, thank you guys. Sip, I hope you're feeling better.
A little better.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. I feel a little better. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. My wife's got that crud. Boy, that's going around.
Everyone does.
Hey, Coach,
yes.
I'm with you. I didn't get it, and then I got it later. I'm new to the Stapleton train, and then I started reading into him and figured out what it was. But the guy's he's a Renaissance man. I mean, and I'll explain why in a second. But yesterday, Jake, you were gone, Coach. Jake played the Talking Heads song, the famous one.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, same as it ever was. That song was really early in MTV days, and everybody bought that record, and it was really weird, and it was freaky, but the video's incredible. They were way ahead of their time. That entire song has one chord until the very end.
Oh.
I just thought I'd point that out. The entire song has one chord. Okay, before we get into Stapleton, I've got to remind everybody tonight we're doing our Whiskey and Watches event. You guys are coming out.
Darn right, I'm coming early.
Meet these guys? Heck yeah. It's from 4 to 8. I'll be in there for a while during some of this time. I've still got my concussion issues. But listen, we have got Rolexes, Oruses, every kind of watch you can think of. All of them discounted, plus whiskey from Sideshow Spirits.
Nice.
So you want to come out.
Okay.
Meet these guys. They're going to be there early. So get in there early. Tonight, if you spend $499 or more, you're going to get a free bottle of Sideshow Spirits whiskey. That's local. You just hang on to that. Put it up there on the shelf and keep it as a memento if you don't want to drink it.
Rick, I'd like to get behind the counter a little bit if I could. I'd like to deal a little bit. Can I get behind the counter?
Yes, you can get behind the counter, and
we'll move some diamonds today.
Yes, and Santa Rick will be there too. Santa Bill will be there, and there might be something that's 50% off or more in that store for some lucky individual. Okay, so Chris Stapleton, I call this Appalachian Soul. This is a new genre of music to me. It's a new genre of music really to everybody. It's anti-tractor rap, okay? I love this stuff. This is real. There's so many people now that are coming out and just starting a YouTube channel and creating a band and music. If you want to make it today in the music industry, it's so easy to do, guys. It's nothing like it used to be. You don't have to go get a record deal. You can start out on your own, and that's kind of what he did. Now, he was traditional as well, because he moved to Nashville. But he didn't move to Nashville to become a country star. He moved to Nashville because his dad was an engineer, and he went to Vanderbilt. This guy's a genius. He was going to study biomedical engineering. That's what he did study at Vanderbilt. Then he switched to business school, and he discovered songwriting, and he could figure out that he could make a living doing this back in the 90s. So anyway, he had a couple bands. He started writing songs. This to me is the craze. I don't understand how people write songs. I could never write songs. I've written 2 or 3 in my life. It's magical. And the reason why I love this song so much is you've got to go listen to the lyrics. He's hard to understand in the songs, but the lyrics on this song are so frickin' deep that they will cut you to your soul. This guy has written over 1,000 songs. Okay. He has written, before he was even famous, he wrote 6 #1 singles for different artists.
Jeez.
Okay. You got to understand who this guy is. He's a once in a generation freak talent. And if you have XM radio, I highly recommend listening to his channel, because you're going to hear the Temptations, you're going to hear Hall & Oates, you're going to hear Ozzy Osbourne. You know, they get a pick. They do their own playlists. You're going to hear every kind of music there ever was. And so this guy walks out on stage. He's this burly dude with a giant beard, with his guitar. He looks like the biggest redneck on the planet. He opens his mouth and he sings like Aretha Franklin.
Huh.
This guy has so much soul. So I'm a big Chris Stapleton fan. I think the guy's a genius. I could tell you a million trivia things about him, but please go listen to the lyrics to this song. Pull them up on your device, shall we say, and listen to the words. It is like the old-timey, the guy is just at the bottom. Okay, that's why the song's called The Bottom. Okay,
that's a good
song. So with that in mind, by the way, I like to say Chris Stapleton is a combination of Leonard Skinner meets Aretha Franklin.
Oh, interesting.
It's quite a combo.
Okay, first question for the Sipper.
Steve,
is Chris Stapleton originally from Kentucky, Oklahoma, or Mississippi?
Wait a second. Kentucky, Oklahoma, or Mississippi is where Stapleton from?
Yes.
Oh,
That's pretty easy one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second. Kentucky, Oklahoma. I think I don't know Kentucky.
You get a diamond, Kentucky.
Was that Leo?
Yeah.
I didn't know it.
Appalachian Soul, baby. Okay, Coach.
Yes.
Is Chris Stapleton's middle name Alan, Alvin, or Benjamin?
Alvin.
You get a diamond.
Day one stuff, Rick. Day one stuff.
Did Simple show that to you on his phone? I know the minute that the song comes on, he's pulling it up on his phone.
Alvin. Alvin's a good name.
I like that. That's a good name. Alvin.
Alvin is a crazy name, okay? And this is for everybody, I guess, is he had more or less than 4 #1 country albums in sales.
Go ahead, guys. Sound off.
I'm going to go more than 4.
It's more for sure.
Everybody gets a diamond. It's 5. And he's only produced 5 albums, but this guy sang with he's co-written songs with everybody across every genre. Crazy.
He sounds like Aretha.
Yeah, Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
And Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Quite the combo there.
Yeah.
Rick, before I let you go, reminder tonight, remind people again what is happening tonight at Sauter Heyman Jewelers.
tonight. Come out and meet the boys at South Point.
Okay.
We're going to be there from 4 to 8.
Okay.
Watches and whiskey, plus deals on diamonds. Get her something tonight.
Okay.
Don't waste.
Yes.
Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Come on in. Let's go.
Let's go.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers. Check us out on our website. Check us out Facebook and Instagram. I'll post more interesting IT things about the incredible Chris Stapleton on my personal Facebook at Rick Heyman.
Rick, always good stuff, and we'll see you in a few hours.
See you tonight, high tea.
There we go. That's Rick Heyman's Song of the Day.
Bye-bye.
The Bottom by Chris Stapleton from last year. New song.
When are we going to be there tonight?
5 to 6 approximately for us.
5 to 6.
Yes.
5 to 6 will be at.
I'm going to stay till 6:12.
The Starter Heyman Jewelers South Point location.
Okay.
South Point.
For
Is
men's-
Ben? Come
yeah,
on,
Ben can come if he wants
Ben
to.
will be
Sure,
there.
come on over, Ben.
We'll have Ben there.
This puts pressure
And
on.
then we
us.
have after that the Christmas party here in town at the station. So it's a busy night for us.
And now, will there be barbecue here?
There'll be food here.
Think about that, Ben.
There'll be
Yeah,
food
yeah,
here.
yeah. Remember that last one? Didn't Ben say, "I don't need any food"? Remember that?
Yeah.
At a
But
party.
Ben, you're a college kid.
kid.
Who
You need
turns
food?
down free
You
food?
want free food?
What's wrong with
Burn
you?
ends? I'm good. No problem here.
Hour 2 next. Mike Schaefer in studio. An early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
'Tis the season to raise a little Cane by bringing Raising Cane's hand-battered cook-to-order chicken fingers to your holiday celebration. Spread joy and good cheer with crispy crinkle-cut fries, garlicky buttered Texas toast, and our signature cane sauce. Make things even merrier with our festive beanies, socks, mugs, and more for everyone on your nice list. And for a little extra holiday spirit, drop a Cane's gift card in their stockings. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The Huskers are headed to the Pinstripe Bowl. Cheer on the Huskers in New York City on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour offered by the Nebraska Alumni Association. Your bowl package includes a 2-night hotel stay, round-trip transportation on game day, pregame events, and more. Spots are limited, so book your spot now on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour with the Nebraska Alumni Association. Go to huskerfantravel.com or call 888-831-0858. That's 888-831-0858 or huskerfantravel.com.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2, as always, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. Also at 70th and Pioneers. And what's happening today was Shin Daddy in Creighton. Bill?
Well, kind of one of the culminations of Santa Camp is going on today. So Shin Daddy will be in full attire for nice. Christmas. We don't have Shin Daddy up here right now.
No, yeah, Ben is slacking
about that, where he's at. I didn't make the cut.
And Ben's
we can't
over
find
here.
Ben either.
Ben's walking back.
Hey, Ben, real quick here. I see you're getting your cookie. Can you hear us? That we don't have Shin Daddy up here, but you went to get a cookie instead. That's interesting.
It's not right.
Okay, so what is Shin Daddy doing?
Well,
again?
he's got, when you remember, we had Santa Camp.
Right.
So he'll be in full gear today. and it's gift exchange, but it's one way. He gives gifts to you. So there's not a two-way system where you bring gifts into Shin Daddy. He gifts you. So when you come in, he has a personal gift for everyone. So he'll be he'll be doing his banking from a Santa costume.
Is he giving out like rolls of quarters?
He has everything. He has a whole room full of stuff. So when you come in, it's somewhat personalized, Shafe. So if you came in, you'd get something. We go, oh, this is just a random. Hey, you want some pot holders? No, he doesn't. You go, hey, oh, look at this. Mike Schaefer's here. Give me a second. Let me head back here. He's going to come out with something that's going to fit.
Something would
totally kind of Vikings hat for you.
Yeah, exactly. It would be like, oh,
Minnesota Vikings hat.
Hey, this is interesting. You want an autographed glove from Justin Jefferson? I happen to have one here, and it's to Mike Schaefer.
I guess I'm going to Midwest Bank.
Yeah, everything's personalized. Everything is personalized.
What would Ben get?
Yeah. What's that?
What would Ben get?
What would Ben get?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting what Ben would get. Like that. I'll have to talk to him about that.
He's our producer.
Yeah, our producer. Probably some hair products.
Probably North Face jacket.
Hair products.
Or North Face jacket. He likes that stuff.
Yes.
It seems like you could just give him a cookie and he'd be happy with
right now, because the way he's shoveling it down pretty fast, isn't it?
Those cookies are pretty
We
good.
couldn't find him anywhere.
No.
And Ben had forgot to put
forgot Shin Daddy and he's eating
but he
food.
went and got a cookie instead.
He's having a great morning.
I wonder if this is being documented here on the ticket.
Thank you to Shin Daddy for always sponsoring Hour 2 as well as Midwest Bank. Mike Schaefer's with us from Nebraska 24/7 Sports. His hour is sponsored by our friends Ben Spurk, Farm Bureau. Please call or text Ben at 402-217-9945 with insurance questions or needs. If you're looking to find a new policy, save some money, talk to Ben Spurk. He can do that for you. Schaefer, it is a busy time right now for Nebraska football. And the portal's open. We've got the bowl game coming up on the 28th. I guess we go back to a couple days ago. First, John Butler is officially Nebraska's new defensive coordinator going forward, not just for interim. He's the DC for next season. I guess, were you surprised to see the interim tag come off and somebody else not come in? Or what was your reaction to that news on Tuesday?
I wasn't surprised, if only because it felt like when he was hired in the summer, he was hired with the idea that he could be the next defensive coordinator. I mean, that's obviously one of his stated goals, is that he wants to be a defensive coordinator. And I go back to that in the summer. Like, I don't think he takes this job if there isn't the chance that he replaces Tony White. Like, I don't think he needed the work. I think he wanted to set up the opportunity to be a defensive coordinator somewhere. And we've heard that Matt Rule likes to have coaches on staff before he elevates them into coordinator positions. And that's not always what happens. Tony White was an outside, but he had worked with Tony White before. He was familiar with Tony White. And so it wasn't, it always struck me as unlikely that he was just going to go hire someone just completely had no affiliation with him or that he had worked with before. So I wasn't particularly surprised by the John Butler thing. I mean, I think if anything, maybe the surprise is that he didn't just announce it right away, that you did the interim and then, a week later, and perhaps he was just perusing the options at that point in time. But I guess I honestly didn't have a lot of shock to that. And then I look at the defensive staff that as they're filling this out, and again, it very much just kind of fits Matt Rule. Like, he went and got another defensive line coach that people aren't as familiar with, but I anticipate, just like every other stop and year that he's had, Nebraska's going to have a good defensive line, because that's just kind of a hallmark of Matt Rule. So for me, there wasn't a ton of surprise. I mean, some of the names I wasn't as familiar with, certainly, but this kind of played out how I thought it was going to.
Schaefer, the name that we don't talk about much, but now he has a position, is Phil Simpson.
Right.
Phil Simpson.
Or Phil Snow.
No, Phil Simpson.
Phil Simpson.
No,
I got you.
There's two Phils.
There is a Phil Snow, and
there's two Phils.
Yeah.
Right. Phil Simpson. We don't talk about him much. He's the outside linebackers coach. How did this all materialize again?
This one's kind of fascinating, because I remember back in December of 22, when it came out like 6:30 in the morning, I would happen to be, up on Twitter and just happened to see a news story coming out of Florida that I think his Homestead is where he was at. Homestead was going to need a new football coach because Phil Simpson was leaving to go to Nebraska. And I was like, wait, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And then what is his role going to be?
Right.
And then the more you learned about him, and as a former player of Rules, it felt like he was going to be the Terrence Knighton replacement, at some point. I had always thought Terrence Knighton would go to the NFL. Like, that's kind of, when he left, I had assumed that Terrence Knighton would go up to the NFL. I think he's obviously had an NFL career. He's an NFL guy. But I had kind of assumed that Phil Simpson was going to be involved. Well, then he leaves to go to Florida State.
Right.
Everything goes down.
What was he doing there?
He was, he's basically effectively a recruiter and
analyst.
As an analyst defensively. It wasn't all that different than what he was doing at Nebraska. It just was in his home state of Florida. And so I think that made it, pretty convenient for him to want to go back there. Well, then when he gets his first offer for a full-time job from Nebraska as an on-field coach, I think that it was a no-brainer there as well, especially because Tony White was going to be bringing in all of his people, names like Jack Potenza and ones that we know from here.
Yeah, he's taking him to Florida State.
Yeah, and so Phil Simpson was going to need a job. So it all kind of worked out in that manner. This is a guy that's really connected down in Miami. I don't think Nebraska gets Cortez Mills if Phil Simpson hadn't spent a year here with the staff. So he was kind of, he coached Cortez Mills at that school. He helped kind of facilitate the idea of getting Cortez Mills to come up for January visit in January 24. Really kind of helped build and guide that relationship. And he had already left by the time that Mills took the visit, but that was kind of a guiding, you can draw the line from where Cortez Mills, this is kind of an interesting thing to do sometimes, how a guy comes on Nebraska's radar. It was 100% Phil Simpson.
Wow. So he got maybe Nebraska's arguably the most important player in the class.
Could be, yeah.
Arguably. Probably Dawson Merritt.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on
how they pan out.
Right,
And last year's Grant Bricks right here.
What Schaefer
made
happen.
down.
Yeah, Schaefer made that happen.
Yes.
The lead recruiter.
Yes.
Grant Bricks, Mike Schaefer to my left.
Phil Simpson. So that's the name that we just don't know much about Terry Braden either.
No.
Terry Braden's the new defensive line coach. That's who you're referring to.
And it's just a very similar situation to Terrence Knighton, where he wasn't the defensive line coach for the Chiefs. He was the assistant defensive line coach, just as Knighton was the assistant defensive line coach in Carolina. And he spent 8 years with the Chiefs. I mean, he's got a vast amount of experience. It's interesting how tied into that organization Nebraska football is now a little bit with Dawson Merritt and now Terry Braden, and you have Neil Smith's kid and Keelan Smith, and so like there's obviously the photo of Dawson Merritt. I think that was Keelan Smith and Dylan Raiola were just down there for the Sunday Night Football.
Was Mosey in that picture too?
Was it Mosey or Smith?
It was Mosey.
I didn't know which one it was.
Mosey.
Yeah.
It was a Mosey, the younger Mosey.
Okay, yeah. So
and Dawson, you're referring to Dawson Merritt's father, who
Dave
works
Merritt,
for the
yeah.
Chiefs. Yeah, so they are hooked into the Chiefs. So yeah, so we had significant staff news. What do you do with the secondary coach? There's still I think there's a secondary coach opening. I think there is.
Yeah, so part of it is Phil Snow taking on a position?
We don't know. This is what we'll.
And then obviously
rules available. We'll ask him those questions.
There's still coaches on staff that I am anticipating after the bowl game will not be on staff too. So there's
that
definitely there's going to be more change coming. So it's without knowing kind of where Phil Snow lines in position wise. Yeah, that does seem like they would have an opening for a defensive.
Will Phil Snow have a position? Would John Butler still have a position?
Well, and that's the thing. I mean,
could he coach corners still and be the defensive coordinator? I don't know.
It's possible.
Could do that.
A lot of times now, there's a lot of time with the numbers you can have now on coaching, wherever it's unlimited on the field. It allows a lot for walk around coordinators to be able to build a.
You don't need to do it anymore, right?
And so there's merit to it, and there's also some things that aren't always great to it. I mean, sometimes you want to have your own room and you have your hands on, and instead of just being kind of in and out, but at the same time, it allows you as a coordinator to go down with the D line. And all of a sudden, if you're coaching the safeties or whatever spot you're at, also it's generally it's the best place to coordinate from is from linebacker. That's the best spot because you're heavily involved in both sides. If you're safeties coach, harder to coordinate from. D line, hard to coordinate from. Linebacker, best place to coordinate from. So you look at all those things that goes on, but it does give you avenues to go where someone can go visit, and they can also go sit in the rooms. The meeting rooms, all sense like, hey, they can just, the coordinator can go sit in the linebacker room, the D line room, and it allows yourself to be like, no, just hang on a second here. Let's make sure we have this crystal clear and make sure we're all saying the same thing, because sometimes some things can get slightly lost in translation, and so that allows you to not have it. And sometimes it's not any insubordination. Sometimes it's like, that's exactly right, but remember, if we do this, it goes to this, and everything is crystal clear. And then also sometimes if you're in the room and they're talking, sometimes you get a vibe from being in the room like, hey, coach, go over that one more time. I don't think they have it grasped of exactly what's going on. So they got to hit it again. So there's merit to it in all facets.
Is it possible that could be Phil Snow's role? Is he's walking around and just kind of lining up everything, making sure messaging is the same, making sure,
that could be the person you want to be.
You would assume it's the defensive coordinator, but that's what's odd about this whole setup.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the question for Rule today, Mike? Is how do you envision Phil Snow's role?
And I anticipate I don't think he'll have a singular position. Like
I don't either.
Then what does that kind of look like? I mean, when he was announced in November, I immediately was like, I can't imagine Tony White likes this. And so, I mean,
it'd be
not that
we're humans,
right? Not that was the ultimate deciding factor or whatever.
We're human,
but
thank you.
if he is going to have some sort of coach emeritus type role, you better hope that John Butler works well with that.
Okay, yeah. Like one of the questions would be will Snow just be involved with one side of the ball?
Right.
I don't know. I have no idea how that's going to work.
I don't either.
But that's a good question for Rule today.
Yeah, well.
And will Butler coach a position? Probably not. I don't know why you would have a coordinator coach a position as Bill
when you don't have to
in this day and age.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Why would you do that? Unless he wants to.
Yeah.
He might want to.
Well, he could probably, specialize on a position without also being the position coach for it too.
So that the staff configuration question is the most interesting one to me today. Is there another one? Is there something? What else today's pressing? Bowl prep, portal stuff.
I think he's going to get asked quite a bit about how the Emmett Johnson and Keona Davis situations kind of play out when a player goes into the portal, and then you're able to, more or less convince them to come back. I could see those being conversations for today. I could just see one of the things when you have a coach like Matt Rule who isn't afraid to opine on topics. I mean, one of the things that happens is that he's just going to get asked about his thoughts on the transfer portal in general, what this looks like for college football. There's the commentary. What is it, Marshall, where the threat is the entire team might just follow the coach. Everyone's just going to go into the portal.
We haven't even had a chance to hit on that, which is I didn't even have it in my Bill Shrills today, but that's an incredible
Where's
story.
he going?
Well, he's going to Southern Miss,
and he's taking the entire team with him.
I don't think
the entire team went into the portal.
But basically,
they're playing in a bowl game. They won. They like that Marshall won the league, and they have no quarterbacks, no anyone for the bowl game. They have no team. They're all in the portal.
This is Charles Huff, the head coach. They're going to.
Who's a very, I think, up and coming.
I'm not going with college football is better than it's ever been. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting pulled into that.
How about
that's not good?
Let's just think about this real quick. A 9-second story. Can you imagine Dan Lanning wins the Big Ten and then the next day takes the Purdue job? Because that's what just happened.
Why did he do?
Because Southern Miss they didn't win a game.
Yeah,
they were the worst
because they can spend a lot more.
They
money
were the worst team in the league, and he left from the championship team and went to the worst team.
Why?
What's that? He wasn't renewed. He was not. He was not invited back. No. He didn't leave on his. That was
why would you not?
They did not extend it.
So something happened.
He bet on himself last year on the contract. That there was there's all kinds of this with the administration.
He's a well-regarded coach, and so I was surprised when it was Southern Miss because I would have thought that he would have been able to climb into the AAC or whatever. This guy has a win against Notre Dame in his career.
Yes, he
like he's got a pretty good resume.
And they didn't just win
they dominated.
They beat the living crap out of Louisiana.
Yeah, it was like 37-3.
Yeah, it was.
And off he goes.
Is at Louisiana, and he went to the last place team. From the first place team to the last place team.
He's taking everybody with him.
Let's just think what that would be like. It'd be unbelievable.
I don't even like to think about it.
Kirby just left Georgia. Where'd he go? Mississippi State. We didn't see it coming, but he did it. Can you imagine that?
No.
It's needed a challenge.
As far
the
as
whole team's in the portal.
Portal. Here's a good transition. Nate Borkature goes into the portal.
Yeah.
Your reaction?
I somewhat wonder if it is a try to figure out what your role is going to be at Nebraska, how you would be utilized financially, the incentives there. I just don't. I look at that one similar to kind of what happened with Keona Davis, where it's like I was a little surprised that he went in because it seems like the way that it ended with Dana Holgorsen
ended very well.
You would want to continue to stay where you're being utilized in a way that you really haven't been for 2 years. I mean, this is a guy that we talked about for a while as, BC, the running joke for us was that Brian Christopherson would always be, all right, you got to keep an eye on Borkature. They really like him over there, and then he finally breaks out and then now he's in I don't know.
You never know anymore. It could be a leverage play, right?
Well, you're right. Yeah, I was looking for the word and I couldn't find it.
Could be a leverage play,
right.
And that's fine, I guess. I don't know that I was talking to someone you guys know. He just said kids don't go to the coaches as much anymore and just say, hey, what's my deal? Let's do this. They might just be more apt to jump in the portal and then deal with it. Then it becomes a
Well,
conversation.
that was one of the stories that Coach Saban had when he retired. He said that everyone came in and talked to him. Not one person said, "How do I get better as a player? What do I need to do?" The question was,
"Why is that?"
The question is, "What's my deal financially?"
Right.
And he's like, "What am I doing?" It was no one like going, "Hey, Coach, I need to know how I get better. How do I get myself better?" Like that. And he's like, "What am I doing?" That was part of it.
Oh,
It was
it's
one of the
very
things.
interesting. It's very interesting that happens a lot. That's the conversation.
But
now.
with things spinning so fast right now, it's going to go to a good direction. It's so out of control right now. You want it to be more out of control.
Do you?
You want it to be more. You want it to be just where everyone's like just losing their
Total
mind.
anarchy.
Because then that way someone's going to say enough's enough. We're going to collective bargain. We're going to have contracts. We're going to have ways. We have to control this. We have to control this. And so you want complete anarchy right now.
I would say it's borderline complete anarchy.
It's very close.
Yeah.
It's right there. If you have that, because if it's not, if it's always kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure. It's not great, but not bad.
When you just have agents popping up out of nowhere, not certified, saying, I can get you this money. And by the way, I'm taking 15 to 20%.
Well, and then they're telling everyone, yeah, we're going to do visits here. And it's like, does the coach of the school know that?
Yeah.
Is he familiar coming in on Thursday?
Who's finding this stuff up?
Does that sound like anarchy?
Yeah. So that's what you want. You want it to be that close because that's when it all is going. That's when it's all going to come to an end. Like what changed the playoffs the most? And it might even happen this year. What changed the playoffs, the future of playoffs the most this year? SEC 3 teams. That'll never happen again because if there was 16 teams in the playoffs, they would have 3 more. The Big Ten would have no more. But they'd have 3 more. They would have South Carolina in. They would have Alabama and Ole Miss would all be in the playoffs if it was 16 teams. And then Miami would be the other one that would be in. Right. And so because of that, what's going to happen? It's going to go to 16. They said it's going to be 2 years. Don't be so surprised at Sankey's like not so fast.
See, I almost wonder if it's going to blow up before you get to the 16-team playoff, and then you're just having the complete separation of the SEC and the Big Ten and
anarchy.
Then it's basically just NFL junior at that point.
I think I think they'll go to the 16 first, but the reason it's going to happen fast is that right now, because all of a sudden they're right now it's like the most powerful league got 3 in. And so they're going, that's not so fast.
They got 3 in because they didn't beat Oklahoma and Vanderbilt, and we don't talk about that enough. You lost to 2, 6, and 16. No one should feel bad for you.
You won't pull me out of this. You will not do it. I like 1987 college football. That's what I like. It's better.
We're not there though. Got to adapt.
Far from that. It was cooler and it was better.
Who's the national champion? I don't know. Wait till they vote.
Simple just got to get out of bed to vote.
Should we play it on the field? No. Think about that. Miami's playing a 9-3 Nebraska for the national championship.
You have that, but no, you don't have this other crap. You didn't have this other crap with it.
Shafe, what names are you hearing in terms of could be coming to Nebraska through the portal?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so this is what I was talking about is that there's been names of players that have popped up as like, well, I'm going to visit on Wednesday. And then you check back in with them and they're in Georgia. So,
right.
It's Jonah Pace is a defensive lineman from Central Michigan that I believe is here or was here yesterday, is still here today. There is a long snapper from New Hampshire that I believe is
for sure
coming in as well.
His name is Kevin Gallick.
Yeah.
And he has some leverage.
He does. Right. He sure does right now.
He didn't even have to do anything.
If there's a program in the country that needs to overpay for a long snapper,
pay.
It would be Nebraska.
Kevin Gallick.
The other one that's kind of interesting, and there's a bunch of names, but I don't know the validity of some of it. Another one to keep an eye on, and I apologize, I just don't have. There's so many names, I don't have them all down. There's a Michigan offensive lineman. I can look this up.
I got it. His name is Dominic
Gucci.
We'll say Gucci. It's spelled Giudice.
Yeah, I think that's Gucci.
It might be. Yeah, interior offensive lineman from Michigan.
And from what we've heard, Nebraska sits pretty well there. So, those are. And again, there's other ones. There's a wide receiver from FIU. There's a
punter from Washington.
Yeah,
don't know his name. There's an edge guy from Central Michigan. So it's hard. It's hard.
But then you have, I'll just use his name as an example. Omar Graham Jr. is an outside linebacker from Florida State that was allegedly going to be here today. that,
Off the
with Phil
chart.
Simpson, it was all like, oh, this should be, lined up for Nebraska. Well, he's no longer visiting. Right. So there's the fluidity of all of this is, to me, really, really notable.
Yeah, it's very fluid.
It's when you're talking about agents who aren't really agents, like I'll see someone's Twitter handle is Young Ballers Agency, and they have like 200 followers, and they just started an account on November 2024. Like, these are fly-by-night operations.
Young Ballers.
Right. Like, you can't.
That's where we're at.
It is really, really hard to take the word of these people as accurate, because really I don't even know that they know what they're talking about.
I don't know.
And they if as big as
they're
staffs
the
are,
ones
they talk to one person on Nebraska's staff, and and they think that it's
hey, it's not good.
No, I don't enjoy covering this at all.
The conversation that I've had, which was so good with people I know in the business, we're like, Bill, people come in now for like 4 hours because they're going to 2 schools a day.
It's like a 12-hour visit.
It's like, hey, we're just going to I'm staying overnight.
Guys are trying to hit Kansas and Nebraska on the same day.
Kansas, Nebraska, K-State. Yeah. I'm bumping over to Iowa real quick.
All very healthy.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Better times.
If you have a question for Schaefer, please text us 464-5685. Bill's Thrills next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store year after year after year. Located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road, stop in today to get your holiday shopping done and mention this ad for a free pair of dress socks. M Suits Clothiers.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to look at their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoickFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
The Huskers are headed to the Pinstripe Bowl. Cheer on the Huskers in New York City on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour offered by the Nebraska Alumni Association. Your bowl package includes a 2-night hotel stay, round-trip transportation on game day, pregame events, and more. Spots are limited, so book your spot now on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour with the Nebraska Alumni Association. Go to HuskerFanTravel.com or call 888-831-0858. That's 888-831-0858 or HuskerFanTravel.com.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and Day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will get to Bill's Thrills in a second. Before that, quick plug for our friends again at the Magical Lights of Lincoln. If you've not stopped by the Sandhills Global Event Center yet, what are you doing? Why have you not been there? It is
that's dumb.
It is the star of December in this city. It's the thing you want to go to. It's a half hour of your time, $25 Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, $30, and it's per car, not per person. You want to do this? ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com. More than 2 million lights on display for this wonderful trip through lights at the Sandhill Global Event Center. If you put in code BILL, B-I-L-L, at the website, $5 will go to the White Cane Foundation, helping clothe youth with new clothing in need here in town.
New clothing. Not used. It's
Yep.
new. It's
New.
beautiful.
It's
Labels
new.
on.
Yes.
If you put in SIP, S-I-P, $5 will go to Cedars, obviously housing kids in need in Lincoln. And if you put Jake, J-A-K-E, $5 will go to the We Can Do This Foundation, feeding hungry kids on the weekend in Lincoln. So, again, ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com.
It's not just for people, Jake. I have a video I can show with you guys. Sugar made the trip.
She did.
Sugar went through Magical Lights the other night.
How did she
like it?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I have the video
It's
to
not
show.
just for people.
A lot of barking.
No, she was just
Licking the
she
window.
just sits up in the back like a human and just takes it all in.
Nice.
Just takes
Not
it
just
all
for
in.
people.
Not just for people. Take
The
your
other
dogs.
dog, cats.
Yes, yeah. Anything you need, any sort of farm animal, give it a shot. Just if I see someone pulling some cattle through, it'd be amazing.
I would
love to see a truck come through with cattle in it.
Might be soothing.
Soothing to them as they're on the way to get butchered. Thing whip through.
Last trip. That's dark, Bill. Come on. Turn this dark. On that note, it is now time for a Thursday edition of Bill's Thrills. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom
Yes.
bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
is it gonna be bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, as always, Bill's Thrills sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Call them at 402-730-7387 for a free consultation to plan your financial future today. It is a cool parenting tips Thursday. Bill, what do you have for the breakers today?
I'm going to have to go back to a couple days ago, but it's real simple. Making a list, checking it twice. Making a list, checking it twice. Teach your kids to make a list. I've always talked about people that need to hear from you, people that you need to hear from. How to connect with people that you need to hear from. So I'm at this event. I had to speak at a huge program for Alex Smith's induction to the College Football Hall of Fame. So we're at this big event. I'm standing there, and from behind, all of a sudden, I get this giant bear hug from this guy. And I turn around, and I'm like, I lose my mind. I completely lose my mind. It's Kavika Casco. It's one of the toughest safeties I ever had. He was a walk-on at Utah. He's from Maui, from Hawaii. He's from Maui. And it was like I hadn't seen him forever. Say
the name again.
Kavika Casco. Kavika. And my whole life changed. I just in that brief little moment, I saw Spencer Toon, another one of those people I hadn't seen forever. And it was like, oh my. And the flashes came back. Do you guys remember the Chicago Bears meltdown? Hail Mary, the guys watching, looking the other direction when the ball's in the air. The guys are running down the field like that. That happened. The same play happened. Not like that. It happened at Wyoming. Kavika Casco, I put in the game on the last play to be the pigtail, and he's the one who has to play for the bounce. If the bounce happens, the bounce happened. Wyoming has the ball in his hands. He's turning down to win the game at Wyoming, and here comes the flying Hawaiian. Kavika Casco comes across, and he punches the ball out.
Love it.
He punches the ball. He's 5'10", 165. He punches the ball out. The flying Hawaiian knocks the ball out. We all fly home happy because guess what? He's like, it just changed my life just seeing him again. It was like, oh my God, it was so incredible. I mean, it was like tears were just rolling down my face and talking. And then we're talking, hey coach, remember when we came back out and I was recruiting at a different school and I go see him like 10 years later. And he told me, he goes, hey, come down to the beach. I'll tell you where I used to hang out at here in Maui. He was living back in Maui. So he takes me down there. He goes, all right, let's go. He's got a big longboard. He takes me out. He taught me how to. He got me up surfing. The flying Hawaiian, because he was a professional surfer too. So he took me out on a longboard, taught me when the waves are coming, gave me a shove, got out on that.
Nice.
And then I'm talking. He goes, Coach. He goes, you remember that when I drove you back to the airport at 4 a.m? And I said, I do. He goes, remember that girl you're giving me a hard time about that was with me in the car? I go, I do. He goes, that's her, right there. That's my wife. Wow. We've been married we've got 3 kids.
Wow.
That's her. And I go, Kavika, I said, I was so worried about you during the fires to see if you're okay. And I didn't know that. Oh, by the way, he was a fireman in the Maui fires. He worked 36 straight hours. Ooh. And he drove his truck right into ground zero, and his truck got completely melted. And they had to send an Hummer in to get him out of the fire to save some of the firemen that were in the middle of that fire to get him back out of it.
Oh, God.
And it's like, it doesn't surprise me because of what a person he was.
Yeah.
So my point of it is like, there's people that you need to hear from. People say, you need to reach out to somebody like that. They talk about like a life-changing deal. I mean, I had flailing arms when I saw him. I was so excited.
This was
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
In Vegas. He came back because he was a teammate of Alex Smith. And so he flew back from Maui. Him and his wife flew back to be at the event, this program.
And this event was
for the College Football Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And so this was a private event the night before, and I had to speak at it. I was at the program, so I was kind of nervous. And then all of a sudden he shows up, and it was just a life-changing moment for me. So right now at that. So today, each breaker reach out to someone that you need to hear from, someone that can make you also the happiest person in the world.
That is beautiful.
So it was a lot of fun to be part of that. So Kavika Casco,
Say how he spells last name.
Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure. I'm not sure.
You're
I'm
a
not,
coach. You're not a sports writer.
But I know how to say it. I do know that.
Casco.
You liked how he spelled caveat one time
Yeah.
on the show.
I had it down. I said it correctly.
He was.
You said, "Let me see how you spell it." I said, "That's how you spell caveat."
C-A-V-I-O-T.
I still remember how you spelled it.
I had it down. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. The media guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The guy who went to journalism school wants to make fun of me. Like, yeah. Let's see you get all 11 guys lined up on a
listen,
on a
you
zone
know my
blitz.
football background.
Yeah.
You know what his speech would be?
Yeah.
We went over that a couple weeks ago. He's got two things.
Don't test me on this anymore.
Yeah.
It's starting to come around a little bit.
Come around a little bit. Yeah. Oh,
Tampa
that's
too.
Well, there's a story. I'll write that.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
That's my Bill.
What else did you encounter at the?
Well, at the actual event, I was telling you guys earlier, it was
Right.
insane because it was kind of like I'm walking down the hallway, me and Laura and that, and it's all black ties, so we're in tuxes and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Ooh, there's Ronnie Lott. Oh, wow, that was
And this
Marcus
was
Allen."
Frank. Frank went in, right?
Frank went in, so I got a great picture with Frank.
College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I got a picture with
Kind
Coach
of a big
Solich.
deal.
Had a chance to talk to his kids, and all of a sudden I'm standing like, "Oh." Got up, got to hug Rich Glover, got to hug Tommy Frazier. He was there for like that. Kyle Vandenbosch was there.
Vandenbosch.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Jake's boy.
Yeah. Then like I said, I don't know who looks better, just as incredible shape, and obviously the pipeline was. But Zach Wiegert was there, had a great conversation with him. But there was people everywhere. So I was sitting next to Tom Izzo was right here at my table. Was Urban Meyer, Kyle Whittingham. All the Alex Smith group was at one table, so I got to just sit and talk to Urban.
Why was
all night.
Izzo there?
Because head coach got
Mark D'Antonio
got inducted.
D'Antonio.
And so he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was one of the coaches that got inducted.
Regal.
But it was, it was like the who's who of every. Oh, hey, good to see Spurrier. What's up, man? Was walking by things. It was like so because nobody was.
How's he looking nowadays, Spurrier?
Looks pretty good.
Looks good.
Nobody was anxious because if you were inside that room, you were supposed to be inside that room. So there wasn't people kind of like, oh, I want to go over and get a picture or sign an autograph. There was no
right.
Everybody was
You'd
just
have
cool.
to take selfies.
You know, I'm sitting there talking, like I said, Alex Smith there. I'm talking to his parents. So I thought, oh, God, good to see Andrew Luck here. You know, whipping in like that.
Luck.
But it was just it was like the who's who everywhere, and it was just so cool. So to be there when Alex got inducted into the Hall of Fame and be part of that, and then also when Coach Solich was there because he'll become the 6th college football Hall of Fame coach that I worked for. Because my first coaching job at Nebraska was Ed Ogeron's not in yet, but he will be. Barry, Tom, Urban, Kyle Whittingham's not in yet, but will be in yet. So there'll be a total of 6 when they all get said and done.
Remarkable
to have to fall that back. But the first year at Nebraska, when I got hired, it was in the spring, and I was going to go to defense eventually, but I didn't. So Frank took me. So I coached running backs with him.
That's amazing.
And we were talking about what you had to know at that time because of the 4 stations. So I had the side station. And so when it came, when they rotated around, sometimes you'd have the 4s, sometimes you'd have the 1s. So I'd have Mickey Joseph, whoever the quarterback was, the 1 offense, and you had to know everything because you had the script and you were calling the plays. It wasn't just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm just kind of, helping out, No, you had to know your stuff. And me and Frank talked about that 2 nights ago about how you had to be so well indoctrinated what was going on and how those coaches counted on you. Because if they all of a sudden, when they turned the film on to watch your station and it was wrong, it was on you.
Yeah.
It was like wait, what was going on over there? Or if you're in the next year, I'd be doing a station, I'd be on defense. If you're lined up wrong, it's like, hold it, what are we doing? We're in Okie. Why are we lined up like this, Bill? You were in charge. It was a problem. And then that means the whole period was wrong. I mean, you're gonna just catch it.
And you had to answer to the big man.
You had to answer. And it was like, and you watch, guess
who
what
the
else?
big man was?
Yeah. And you watched every snap of film. So it wasn't like, oh, maybe they won't notice it. Oh, they're going to notice it.
Yeah.
They're going to notice it real fast.
Never thought about a coach slinking down in his chair during film. You always think about players.
Like, you're sitting there going like, oh man. And you had your calls. I remember defensively stuff, people asking me questions. Hey, we get that. And you better have the answer. You better be able to
that
say,
helped you.
Yeah.
That had to help.
It helped you because you went out there. You were so wired up at Nebraska. You're like going, I've got to be on. It's not kind of like, it's cool. We'll get it. Hey, we'll get it. Don't worry about it. No, we just wasted 18 reps at your station because you didn't have them lined up right. I mean, you showed the wrong look to the offense, and the defense didn't know what they were doing.
That's not good.
And that's a bad day.
That's interesting.
And you had to know it. But Frank, I said, without Frank, I'm not in coaching because of him able to let me have that first year with him. And we laughed about grading the film in spring because they'd run 190 or 200 some plays, usually a scrimmage now, and I mean, we would grade film for 6 hours.
Good
It
God.
took forever. It'd be like, there was like the 14th fullback got some reps. You know, it was insanity.
They
It was
had that many.
insanity. I mean, you were just like,
Those reps
just like,
mattered.
just blind. And I would go in early, like or I'd stay at night, and I would grade all of them. And then I would sit with Frank, and then we would talk about, and one time we were talking about and I'd already had him graded. And there'd be times we'd be like going, that actually should be a higher grade. It was like Bill, actually on that would probably be, he missed a technique because of this. And so he would teach me, but he would always ask me, he always asked me first, what'd you do? What'd you grade him? I got this and this. And then, okay, that's good. That's good. And
sounds
then,
like better times.
Then he'd come back and he'd say, I would look at that one again. Actually, he did, what this, and this is why he made that adjustment or something. But that's how you learned how to do it. So instead of sitting there going like, an answer like that. Yeah, that's what I had too. Yeah. What, Coach, I'm going to give him a 2 on that, Bill. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, you had him done ahead of time. So he'd ask you and you had to answer to it. So it was really cool. But that event was like, oh man, the people walking around was mind blowing. Sorry, Jake.
That's fine. That is Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk Scott and Ty at Mid Plains Advisors. Thank you for sponsoring that. It is time to play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-568. Have a chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Today's topic is, of course, tonight's Thursday night football game. 49ers and Rams, all-time leaders.
Okay, wait a second.
Schaefer will be the lifeline for SIP today. Schaefer, how do you feel about Niners and Rams, all-time leaders?
Pretty good. I think Rams will be difficult. I feel like we've run into this before, so we'll see how we do.
SIP?
Not bad. These are traditional NFL franchises.
Yeah,
I struggle with the expansion teams.
Yeah, no Texans today, no
Panthers,
no Ravens for you.
It's very
If you
confusing.
think you know your Rams and Niners all-time leaders, give us a call right now, 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
464-5685. Call the Nickdown Sip and Schaefer today in trivia. 49ers and Rams all-time leaders for tonight's Thursday night football game. You feel okay about this, Sip? Schaefer feels
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how Jay feels. Jay, do you feel Jay's gone?
Wow.
That's a good sign.
No, it's 9. I'll be damned.
Ben.
We lost Jay there, Ben. We want to do a caller for us real quick. Dial tone's always, he was scared of you guys, apparently. Jay was scared.
It's late. I mean, that might be some of it. That clock did get me today. It's 9:01.
It is not. It's 8:01.
Right.
I saw that and I was like, wow.
Yeah. We can't change it. We don't know how to do that.
Atomic clock. All right. Yeah. Greg, how do you feel about Niners and Rams all-time leaders today?
We'll give it a swinger's chance.
All right, here we go. First question. This is Greg.
This is Greg.
Yeah.
All right.
Greg, first question to you. Who leads the Rams in all-time passing yards with 23,738 yards with the franchise?
Ooh. I'm going to say Kurt Warner, but it might be the other guy.
No.
Might be the other guy.
It's not. If you don't know this one, I would encourage you not to take it.
Schaefer, I'm going to say I don't know.
I don't know it either. I have a guess, but it's not worth using the guess here.
Make a guess now that doesn't count.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
We're good on that?
Yeah, you're not taking it.
Mark Bolger.
No, he is second.
Okay.
It'd be Jim Everett, actually.
Really?
Jim Everett. Yeah. That was your name, Sip?
Yes.
He's first, but you didn't take it, so 0-0 tie.
No, didn't take it.
Sip, first question. Who leads the Rams in all-time sacks with 159.5 sacks with the franchise?
159.
Yeah. Yep.
I should know this. It's a name. I think it's an old-timey name.
It's old school?
Yes. Schaefer, where are you on this?
Again, I have a guess, but it's not one that I'm like I feel super strong on. So if you have a name, I would just go.
He did commercials for a long time. He has a beard like yours. Jake knows that I'm right on this.
I know who you're talking about.
What's that person's name?
Go ahead.
Did he play at Utah State?
Played at Utah State.
I have no idea about that.
Yeah, played at Utah State. He absolutely did.
You got 5 seconds.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think I do, but I'm still not going to use
5
on it because I mean, I don't.
Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie.
There's a lot of hints going on in here.
I can't say his name, though. I can't get his name.
One.
I got his name.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Greg, do you want that or not?
I'm going to pass, but don't tell me it's Deacon Jones.
It was Deacon Jones.
I was thinking that. I was thinking Merlin Olsen.
We were thinking Merlin Olsen.
I was thinking Merlin Olsen.
It was
I
Deacon
didn't
Jones.
have any of those names.
But
Yeah.
I had Deacon
For some
Jones
reason, I was
also.
thinking Donald Beatty.
I thought Deacon Jones was with the Cowboys.
No, Deacon Jones with the it was the Deacon Jones also was on the Brady Bunch one time.
That's right.
He had
on the Brady
159.5 sacks with the Rams in
Wow.
10 years.
Yeah, rough.
Was it Fred Dreyer with them?
Fred Dreyer was definitely with them.
All right, back to you, Greg, for the lead 0-0 tie.
Okay.
Jerry Rice is first all-time in receiving yards with the Niners with 19,000-plus yards with the franchise. Who is second with 8,572 yards with the Niners?
Well, let's see. You said 8,000?
Yep, 8,572. Who is second with that amount? 5, 4.
Let's say Terrell Owens. Bound to get him. Brilliant!
Terrell Owens is correct.
Yes. Yeah.
1-0 lead.
Who was who played with Rice? I thought it was
Taylor.
Taylor.
He was really good too.
Yeah, that's who I thought.
I thought it was what was the tight end's name? That
Dwight
played
Clark.
right?
Well, George Kittle's third right now, actually. Kittle's third
Really?
behind Terrell Owens, yeah. Kittle's third.
Would never have guessed that.
This is for the tie.
We're down 1-0
Yeah,
right
and Schaefer's in play. What coach leads the Niners in all-time wins with the franchise with 98?
There's only one answer, right?
Well,
I think it's a trick. I think you're getting tricked. I think it's set up for that, but isn't.
Oh,
98 wins.
98 wins with the franchise.
Okay, then I would say it's one of two.
I mean,
Which one is it?
it would be the guy who presided over all the Super Bowls, right? Like,
Say it.
That's what I think you're being tricked on, maybe.
I mean, I think it's Walsh, right?
Yes.
You going Bill Walsh?
Yes. Is it Seifert?
George Seifert has 98 wins.
Yeah,
Walsh
that was
has
the other name.
92.
Yeah.
Hey, Seifert was 98-30 there.
Jeez.
Walsh was like 92-55. Seifert was awesome there.
Yeah.
But
One Super Bowl?
Trick. That was
Two
a trick.
Super Bowl. Two.
It's a good trick.
Two
Seifert
titles.
won two.
He won 2.
And it's like he's not mentioned.
I know.
It's like he's
not a Hall of Fame
No,
coach at all.
that makes no sense.
He
won
he
two.
went to the Panthers, wasn't very good there. But again,
still.
expansion's franchise. at that
This
point.
is an example of I have to be more assertive as a play caller. I had Everett. I had Seifert.
Yeah, well, you should have went.
Greg, congrats.
okay. I
You win
know it's my
Bengals. Nice
call.
win.
It's not your fault.
Nice win,
You guys
Greg.
have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bill, real quick, how many regular season touchdowns did Jerry Rice score in 16 seasons with the Niners?
Okay, well, you can figure it out. Do math.
How many? 16?
I'm going receive. Yeah, I don't know if you had to rush it. How many regular season receiving touchdowns did Jerry Rice score in 16?
199.
Hold on. Let me do some math.
Schaefer and Sip over under 199.
I would be under on that.
What would
You
you
say 99? I'm going to
199.
I'm going to go over.
What would you put for number, Schaefer? It is under.
Oh, it's under.
I
Okay.
had 156.
176. Incredible numbers, though, for Jerry Rice. Obviously, the best of all time.
What's the
receiver.
I was going 10 plus.
Okay.
That's my theory.
He was very good, as we all know.
Yeah.
Very,
Thank
very
you.
good. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. We are way late, so we're going to get out of here. It is time for the spillover when we come back next on Early Break in the Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call Liberty Law Group at 877-42-LIBERTY. Advocates you need, trial attorneys you can trust. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
The bell rings and the school day starts. The future of our fiberhoods lies in their hands. That's why Allo Fiber invests in schools, students, and the next generation of leaders. If you sign up for Allo service between now and December 31st, Allo will donate $50 to the school of your choice. Joining the Allo Fiber family isn't just about crazy fast, reliable internet. It's about giving back to your local community and investing in what matters most. Switch to Allo today and we'll donate $50 to your chosen school. Visit allofiber.com/education to make a difference now.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoichFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK farmoutfitters.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the Spillover, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers One Love. And we, for the Spillover, have a guest we have not seen for several months because he's not been slacking. He's been actually extremely busy. And that guest, of course, is our good friend Bob Haney from Heavenly Waffles. There he is on the video stream. Look at him. There he is right there. Bob, welcome back. Tell the people, where have you been?
We've been really busy. So we picked up about, I guess, 5 months ago, we get a random email from the Pacific Northwest Regional Director of Costco.
Okay.
And
you listened to that one.
Yeah, that was a good day. So we flew out to Seattle. Our CEO, CFO, and myself flew out to Seattle, made them for them. The next day, he says, can you fill out all of the onboarding to start doing a Costco roadshow in the Pacific Northwest? So we fill out all the forms. Lo and behold, he ghosts us for 3 months. But
interesting.
3 weeks later, we randomly, the vice president of the Midwest Regional Costco is in Omaha, opening up the new Elkhorn, the Maple Street store.
Okay.
And she went into Shields and saw, we have our mix in Shields now. And so she saw the set in Shields, sent a picture to her buyer and said, check this company out. A week later, we're in Chicago. A week later, we had a 10-city Costco roadshow in the Midwest region set up. And so we've been in Chicago, Minneapolis, Sioux Falls, all 3 Omaha stores. We're doing Indianapolis. We're doing Lincoln starting today.
4-day run?
4-day run, open to close, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come out.
It's a long day, Bob.
It's
long days, Bob.
I'm an old man. I'm 61 years old. This is a grind. I'm telling you what. It is literally. We get there at 9 o'clock. We'll be there at 9.
What do you do? What does this entail for you? 9 to 9.
Right. So
12 hours. No big deal.
So we got there last night. We went and set up when it closed. And then we get there this morning and we'll start doing samples for
Shafe.
Yeah. So we'll do samples in trying to think what store what. So the Maple store. No, I digress. I'll go to the Minneapolis store. The Minneapolis store, we did 12,500 samples.
Were you burnt out at the end of that tape, Bob, or not?
It was.
Is that just like one day?
No. That's 4 days. That's 4 days.
Imagine one day.
No. But it felt like
Schaefer's reaction.
I promise you, it felt like it because it was. 12,000 samples in Sioux Falls. We did 7,500. We've sold out 4 of the 6 shows we've done so far, and so the Maple Street in Omaha, we had to ship up on Saturday morning an extra pallet of 150 cases, and we still to get us through the weekend, and we still sold out 31 minutes into Sunday. I mean, it's just
there's demand. There's a lot of demand.
There is
Costco 9 to 9. You'll be set up. Do you know where you're set up?
Yeah, we're kind of towards back in the left-hand corner.
Okay.
We're right before the refrigerated section.
Oh yeah, good spot to be.
We'll be doing samples. We're doing a 2-pack, so we're doing an option of original, blueberry, or gluten-free. Any of those 2 for $9.99. So it's basically 2 for 1.
These are
a big deal.
It's it literally is an amazing deal.
I feel bad because Schaefer comes in, on Thursdays, and you were doing Wednesdays or Heavenly so we never got to experience.
I've never had a Heavenly
the wonderful breakfast that you provide us with the Heavenly Waffles, and also you brought in andouille sausage and I was cornbread.
Here's what I'm going to market for you. It's not just breakfast; it is an experience.
It is.
Oh, that's marketing right there.
It's true.
It's an experience.
Because we're the world's only dry yogurt-based waffle or pancake mix. Doesn't exist anywhere else. We picked up the New York Jets recently.
No big deal.
So,
hey, listen, it is.
So talk to the Dolphins. The Dolphins need your waffles.
Obviously, there's something special about your waffles, and it is not just like a popping in an egg. No offense to egg into your whatever you call it, Jake. Toaster. Yeah.
Toaster. Words are hard. It's an appliance.
It's not just that. It's much.
I'd like to imagine that you're just working through the entire Rolodex of every word that you know.
I was thinking about,
and you can't find toaster.
What do you call that thing that toasts things?
Yeah. Well, it's.
I think you push it down.
What's so different about Heavenly Waffles?
Yeah, what is different? Rescue me. Thank you.
So because we replaced 40% of the traditional flour with dry yogurt, you don't have that hypoglycemic reaction. You don't feel like you need to take a nap. There's only 2 added sugars. We partner with the Childhood Diabetes Foundation out of Denver and the Barbara Davis Center out of Boulder. Athletes love them. Fitness people really like them. It's a protein isolate, and it's not a protein concentrate. You can do a breakfast, lunch, dinner, appetizer, dessert. It's not just waffles aren't just for breakfast anymore.
Oh,
it's an all-day affair right there.
Yeah.
All day.
That's a good way to say it too. Good job.
Well, and we also, so we picked up 120 Hy-Vees last week. So they're going to start setting them probably sometime in January. Costco Midwest is going to start selling Heavenly Waffles full time, easing into 28 stores, and then growing into all 108 in the Midwest region. We start a Pacific Northwest Costco Roadshow in January, end of January. So we go to Boise, Portland, Billings, Seattle, and Salt Lake City. So then we'll ease into the Pacific Northwest region. We picked up 240 Rayleighs last Thursday. So, or not Rayleighs, Harris Teeter. Teeters.
That's a
grocery store.
That's a chain in the
in the
Pacific Northwest.
No, in Northeast. Northeast. Ohio.
Sorry,
I think.
I've seen that store before.
But there's a Harris Teeter in Austin, for instance. So it's kind of the high end Kroger.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I can see that.
Kroger owned company.
So if you have not tried Heavenly Waffles, number one, get to Costco Lincoln today through Sunday for the road show continues here.
Please.
Also, you're all across different Midwest places for Costco. You're now getting to Hy-Vee soon. It's a place you can get it a lot easier now, not just online. You can buy it in person now, which is big. And I encourage anybody that's not tried it to get it. If you have tried it, now go get some more.
Shields Omaha, Rexius Nutritions, Lighthouse Cafe, Salted Edge in Omaha, Moran's Grills in Omaha serve them. So it's a lot of fun.
He is Bob Haney from Heavenly Waffles. Bob, congrats on all your success.
Thanks,
I'm sure we'll see you this weekend at some point out at Costco.
So tomorrow I'm bringing in. I took the butter and syrup last night to the store to Costco. Otherwise, I have 44 pre-cooked Heavenly Waffles waiting for you guys in the refrigerator. Tomorrow morning, we'll
once again. I'm on the wrong day.
I know.
You come on, Schaefer.
I might just show up.
Come in and show up.
You can
come on,
stop
Schaefer.
in.
I might just
make a special stop.
You can all recover from the Christmas party tonight.
Yes, that's true.
Tonight with Heavenly Waffles tomorrow morning.
Bob, thank you and good luck with everything.
Thanks for having us.
Schaefer, it's good to have you as well. Mike Schaefer. Again,
Good job, Schaefer.
check out
Good job,
Ben
Bob.
Spurk, Farm Bureau. Text him or call him at 402-217-9945 for insurance needs. The drive is next. We will see you guys tomorrow.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the